Financial decisions made early in life can really affect the rest of your life. Skip Cowan and Emily New of the Focus Foundation have created an online personal finance program that is reaching millions of students in all 50 states. And they're joining us today to talk about advanced planning. Good morning to both of you. Good to have you back.
Good morning. Glad to be here again.
Well, we love talking about ways that we can set and shape the future of the young people out there who want to do the right thing. And it's never too early to cover your assets. So speaking of covering your assets, CYA, tell us what that is and why it's so important.
Cover your assets is a plan. It's really a catastrophic plan. I want people to think of it in terms of like a plan to evacuate your home in case of a fire.
Or a hurricane.
You hope it doesn't happen. You trust it won't happen, but if it does, what are you going to do? So you don't want to be caught without a plan, without some kind of a plan of action. So what we've come up with is what we call CYA, cover your assets.
Right.
And it includes expenses that you can afford right now because you got a job and everything's good.
Okay.
But what if? And so Emily's going to talk a little bit about the what if in terms of what kind of expenses are we looking at?
Yeah, what are these expenses?
Well, we all have a budget. We all have certain things that you have to meet. You have to have a roof over your head. You have to eat. You ideally probably have to have transportation to get to and from work. But there are some places that you can tweak your budget. And I loved the segment that you guys just had about ways to save.
That is a good one right there, yeah.
That's great. So there's things that you can kind of tweak a little bit. For example, your cable TV package.
Okay, how? Please tell me this.
So
I was thinking about that this weekend.
My first question is, do you really need 500 channels? If you can afford it, that's great. Are you going to have time to watch it all? Probably not.
Probably not.
You can call the cable provider, whether it's Comcast or whether it's Dish Network or whoever, and say, can I lower my package a little bit, still maintain some of those channels, but at a better price?
Great idea. In fact, I did that recently with my cell phone bill because I had anytime minutes for everything. I rarely call landlines, so I minimized the package to make it less minutes for landlines, and I'm saving $30 a month.
Well,
That's a
now
huge
you're
one.
understanding the CYA concept. The idea is to come up with a list that lists these expenses, and half the battle will be you'll think, oh my gosh, I can make this adjustment right now. Why am I not doing this?
And sometimes we think, oh, it's only $5, it's only $10, right? But if you start adding it up,
over the course of the year, it's a huge amount of money. And it's also looking at where are you spending money every single day. Do you go to Starbucks every day on your way to the office? And we're not saying or advocating that you stop drinking coffee altogether, but maybe instead of 5 days a week, only 2 or 3 times a week.
I think the key, Nikki, is to make sure that you got the list in place.
Okay.
And even if you never use it.
But it's having that tangible
list and having a plan.
And you know, we've talked about student loans, and we've talked about the fact that they can leave graduates with a really big expense, and that needs to be avoided somehow. How can we avoid that?
I think one of the things that you've got to do, and every young student, but really beginning in high school, should start with a banking relationship.
Okay.
Create a relationship with a local financial institution, somebody you're comfortable with.
Sure.
And then we believe that probably the most important component of that is a savings component. So you start saving your money now.
Right. Well, that's good. I mean, the thing is, you're suggesting a savings plan while students are still in college. I mean, we're looking right now. This is the 3 college student saving plan. We've got a specific budget, right? And this is if all 3 are receiving $1,000 per month after taxes. So explain this to me.
So go ahead.
I was going to say, so the $1,000 here, we're just doing a round even number. And this $1,000 could come from anywhere from maybe a part-time job, or maybe you're getting money from a scholarship or a grant or a grandparent or a parent. But we're just using this $1,000, and this is after taxes. We want to make sure that we're really pinpointing that it's after taxes. And so each student is taking this $1,000. So student number A here is saving 30%, which is $300 every single month. They're being very disciplined, and we think that's a great figure there. Just in case there's, a contingent or an emergency, something may happen. So $300 per month. Student B is saving 10%, which is $100 every month. And then we have student C who's not saving any amount of money.
I think I was student C.
I think I was student C.
I think we all were. So we're looking here about 5 years, which is roughly what it's taking for an undergraduate degree. Student A has saved a total of $18,000, which is a huge amount of money.
It is.
And that's $18,000 after 5 years of just $300 every single month. And this is calculated without any sort of interest or compound interest here. Student B has saved $6,000. And so to me, I'm looking at $8,000 is looking like a pretty good down payment. You're getting close to a big purchase. $6,000, you're buying a used vehicle outright. And then student C has saved absolutely nothing. They're graduating without any money.
Well, you know, I mean, this is such a good idea, and you're talking about being based on only making $1,000 a year. So, I mean, the fact that anybody can save based on that is a really good thing, and then once they graduate, even more.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about Student C, because herein lies the trap, I believe, and in terms of what we're talking about in student loans. Student C at one point had to take out a student loan just to make ends meet. Now, if this were a Stafford loan, in other words, from the government, and the interest rate were fixed, that would be fine. But the problem is that people begin to think about student loans in terms of private student loans. And now you're talking about an interest rate that can fluctuate, and probably will fluctuate.
Of course.
And the next thing you know, you get out of college not with not any savings at all, but my gosh, you owe $18,000 or $20,000.
Now you've got debt.
Now what? Now what?
So what's the solution?
Well, the solution is, I think, twofold. Number one, set up that savings plan and be disciplined with it. That's where the banking relationship comes in, Nikki.
It makes great sense.
Because the banker will do it for you. They'll actually take it out of your account. You don't have to do anything.
Have an expert help you, and that's what your Focus on the Future does for everybody as well, your online program. And we're going to be seeing a lot more of you guys. That is such good information, and I think if everybody really just follows it, they'll start to really get some good information and some great savings tips.
Sure makes a lot of sense to us.
Well, tell us a little bit about the website.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, you can find us at focusonthefuture.tv. You can email us at focusonthefuture.tv. That's us.
Fabulous. Emily, Skip, thank you so much. Great information as always.
Great to see you again.
Looking forward to your next trip back.
Thank you.
And there's something lurking in your kitchen that could make you and your family sick. We'll tell you how to avoid a trip to the hospital coming up next.